Good afternoon and welcome to Jersey Shore Arena in Wall, New Jersey. This is the Tier 1 Hockey Federation Game of the Week, presented by Play by Play Productions. Today, the New Jersey 87s ring in the new year as they host the New York Aviators. Thanks so much for tuning on in, folks. My name's Zach McGinnis. These two teams jockeying for playoff position. It's the first game in 2023 for the New Jersey 87s. They only have 5 games left in the regular season, and they are coming into this one dropping their last game, a 2-1 loss to the PAL Junior Islanders back on December the 10th. They come in with a record of 6 wins, 7 losses in 13 games played, as opposed to the New York Aviators, who are coming into this game with a 12-4 record. They rang in 2023 last weekend with a pair of victories over the Utica Junior Comets by scores of 7-1 and 3-1. They have won their last 3 in a row. They have won 5 of their last 6, stretching back to November the 5th. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First, for the visiting New York Aviators, it'll be Matt Gandolfo, Brady Marzalek, and Jake Mangano up front. Miles McGovern and Steven Sigler on the blue line, and Joseph O'Neill in goal for the Aviators today. O'Neill comes in with a personal record of 6 wins and 2 losses. So far this season, he has a goals against average of a very respectable 2.02, a save percentage of 91.7. Meanwhile, for the New Jersey 87s, up front it'll be Pat Olensky, Keegan Torrey, and Alex Haar. On the blue line, Ryan Butchko alongside Joseph Anastasio, and Caden Ryder getting the call in goal for the 87s today. Ryder comes in with a personal record of 2 wins, 3 losses, a goals against average of 3.02, and a save percentage of 90.5. New Jersey is in their home white uniforms with the blue and yellow trim. They'll skate from left to right on your screens at home. New York in the black uniforms with the red, yellow, and gray trim, skating from right to left. As off the opening faceoff, we are underway. Sent down low by the 87s. Aviators looking to break it out quickly, getting tripped up on the play as Marzalek play continues. Into the 87 zone they go as Jake Mangano loses possession of the puck. Sent over near side, getting tripped up by the red line for the 87s was Body. And now New York begins to break out. Long pass connects up ahead with Brady Marzalek. Marzalek in. He sends one across the slot. That ramps up off a defensive stick and out of play. Face-off will be in the 87 zone just 37 seconds into this one. 17-minute periods. That's what we play here at the 18U level. Certainly glad that you folks can join us at home. Face-off coming up to the right of goaltender Caden Ryder. The Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania native. Always nice when you get to play some hockey close to home. Here's Polini. Sent down into the corner, trying to come up with possession, and eventually circling it down low is Sumpariotis. Sumpariotis behind the net, centering feed off the backhand, knocked into the near side corner. Chasing after this is Alex Haar. Haar able to free things up, sent up the wall. Hedquist keeps it alive for a moment. Now Keegan Torrey lost off of his stick. Picked up by Haar, and he begins to work up ice. Torrey works it between the New York defensemen, tries to get around both of them. Coming way out of his cage was O'Neill to swipe it into the corner. Aviators able to dodge a bullet. They get it as far as the red line. Now looking to work it further was Greg Polini, but offsides is called, as getting just a bit ahead of the play for the Aviators was James Hedquist. Faceoff will be in front of the 87's bench in the neutral zone. 15:37 to go in the first. New York Aviators call Floyd Bennett Hall, well, rather Floyd Bennett Field, if we can say that all at once, apparently. But the Aviators call Floyd Bennett Hill. Apparently, field is not a word I'm allowed to say today. Must be the football thing, as I'm sure everybody's getting ready for the New York Giants, who will kick off in just under an hour or so. But Floyd Bennett Field. There we go. See, we can do it all at once. That's the home of the Aviators. Located in southern Brooklyn, formerly had a professional team known as the New York Aviators. Called that arena home. I know that because we had to play against them. They were a pretty good team. Pretty good crowds at Aviator Field as well. back underway as this puck is in the corner. 87's looking to work it up towards the blue line. Caden Miller unable to do so. Now on the near side pinching in is Anastasio. Anastasio goes behind the net, lost possession of the puck, chipped off the wall. Aviators able to clear. Anastasio back into position. Can't lift the stick of Smith as Dylan Smith sends it down deep. Flipped up. Nice job holding the blue line by Alamia. Alamia sees this puck in the corner. Pair of players for both teams trying to dig it on out. Reinforcements arrive in the form of Ryan Butchko. Butchko trying to poke it out of the skates that it's caught underneath. Eventually Butchko's able to come up with it. And now up ahead it's Miller. Off of his stick at the red line, DeRosa sends it back the other way. Quickly following up is Anthony O'Brien. He gets it as far as the New York blue line. Now Alamia sends back over far side. Chipped into the zone. No icing on the play as it's played up ahead by Joe Anastasio. Anastasio gets it up ahead from Miller. He negates the icing call while sending it down deep. Keegan Torrey picks up some help from Vincent Barba. Barba has it knocked off of his stick, sent over far side. Ciani able to get it as far as the 87's blue line before it's picked up by Body. D-to-D they go. Far side looking for an option up ahead through center ice is Barba. Instead at the New York blue line it's turned over. 87's able to recover. They'll go D-to-D as Body sees this one go through his legs. Body now run into the wall by Feza. Aviators able to take over. Ciani in the corner. He's canceled out behind the cage by the defense of Engel, or check that, of Torrey. Now Safara sends down low. First one there is Vinny Barba. Barba behind the net picks up some help from Safara. Safara near side corner, using his body to shield the puck, had an option at the point in Body. Instead, the Aviators are able to send it over far side right in front of their bench, and they get it as far as the red line. One of the few places you'll still see the short glass in hockey rinks these days. At the Jersey Shore Arena. Jersey Shore Arena has been here now for over 30 years, has certainly produced their fair share of hockey players coming through the youth programs here. Now the 87s call this arena home. But they still have the short glass. Short enough where a linesman can jump up on top of it if need be. Offsides is called. Of course, I feel as though that's a bit of a lost art when it comes to the officials because, well, back in the day, that's what they would do. Jump, grab onto the top of the glass, hold on for dear life, at least until the play had gotten away from them. Good luck doing that today in modern arenas where the average pane of glass is 8 to 10 feet high. Sent down into the 87 zone. Anastasio, the first one there. He goes D-to-D across, and now the 87s look to clear. At the blue line, Mangano able to keep it in the zone momentarily. Now it's flipped on out at the red line. Bouncing puck eventually corralled and sent back into the zone by Cacciatore. Anastasio turns to the near side wall. Cleary unable to come up with it. Polini will step on back into his zone as the 87s are in the middle of a change. So Polini, lots of open ice in front of him. Begins to gain speed as he gallops through center ice. One stick handle too many as Shaughnessy is able to break it up. Anastasio picks up the loose puck. Now here come the 87s back the other way. Shaughnessy bodied by Cleary as he went across the blue line. That's the second time we've seen the 87s try to split the New York defense. Offsides is called against New Jersey, however. So the faceoff will come outside of the Aviator zone. 12:09 to go in the first period. Fresh legs on the ice for the Aviators. And stepping in for the draw for New Jersey is Keegan Torrey, the Park City, Utah native. Sees this puck end up in the Aviator zone, quickly turned back the other way, and now Sumpariotis lost possession of the puck. Presti able to knife that out of midair. Hedquist on the near side looking to work it deep into the 87 zone. Presti comes up with it, but this puck rolling on its edge ends up back out towards center ice. And now once again, Presti able to direct it into the zone. First one to the puck is Aiden Theed. Theed sends this one all the way down the ice. No icing on the play. O'Neal keeping a close eye on things behind his own net as he sees his defenseman Steven Stigler come up with the puck and send it all the way out towards the red line. Now Body back the other way. He's tripped up on the play. No call coming, much to the chagrin of the 87 supporters here at Jersey Shore Arena. Miller, D-to-D across, now Body has that glance off of his stick, quickly chipped back the other way by Alamia. Alamia couldn't get it over the red line. He'll have another opportunity to try and get it out Instead, he goes back behind the net. First one to it is Miles McGovern. McGovern plays up that far side wall. Simpariotis got knocked off the puck. Second attempt gets it as far as the 87's blue line, but New Jersey there to take over control. Miller from center ice. Alamia couldn't get it out of his zone. Miller following up on the play, finds himself in a scrum with Alamia. Kicked on down in behind the net. Now over to the far side corner. We have a whistle, as I believe the net came off of its moorings. Someone will tut-tut the goaltender, I'm sure. But face-off will be in the Aviators zone to the right of goaltender Joe O'Neill. 10:41 to go in the first period. Still no score between the New Jersey 87s and the New York Aviators. Elsewhere in the NFL, the Dolphins have apparently taken a lead over the Buffalo Bills. As a New York Jets fan, I'm not sure what this whole playoffs thing is all about. Back underway here on the ice rink. Far side, trying to come up with possession of the puck for the Aviators was Dylan Smith. Smith still battling for it in the far side corner. Pair of players for both teams poking that one along. Still pinned up against the wall, however. Eventually able to come on by and help out is Keegan Torrey. And the 87s are able to clear. Safara sends it down deep. The Millstone, New Jersey native drives into the corner. Worked on by McGovern. There to help out, coming up with possession of the puck, at least for a moment, was Cresty. And now the Aviators able to send it on out the other way. Body, last man back, breaks up what would have been a 2-on-1 for the Aviators. Now Body with it once again in his own zone. Under 10 minutes to play in the first period. Turned over. Here's Marzalek sending it towards the front. Knocked away by a defensive stick. Ciani following up on the play. Dives behind the net. Ciani, far side corner. Can't get around the defense of Butchko. Sent up towards center ice. Out of the zone. Smith there to pick it up for the Aviators. He'll come softly near side for McGovern. McGovern goes over far. Long pass. Goes off the stick of Ciani, but offsides is called. And so the face-off will come back out towards center ice. Question, actually, considering where the pass originated from, this face-off might go all the way back down to the Aviators zone, but apparently they were on the right side of the blue line. So face-off will come out towards center ice outside the 87 zone with 9:18 to go in the first period. It's Pellini on the draw for the Aviators. Colin Ingalls comes up with the victory for the 87s. Now Body looking up ahead. Sent on down into the zone. Cacciatore behind his own net. Has a pair of 87s to deal with. Jumping into the play is Body. Seen a lot of Mike Body on the blue line so far this game. Normally Body plays as a forward. Aviators break out of their zone. It's a 4-on-2 as they come across the red line, but a solid defensive play on the far side by Joey Anastasio breaks things up. Now a quick shot gets taken wide. Alex Haar looking to go far side. Back up at the point, here's Anastasio. Delayed penalty coming up against the Aviators. They'll touch up, and with 8:26 to go in the first period, we'll get to see the special times for the first time this afternoon. Heading to the box for New York is Nicholas Ciani. He'll sit 2 minutes for interference, and the face-off will come down into the Aviator zone. So let's see what the 87s can do on the power play here as they look to get out to an early lead. 87s so far this year, only 3 power play goals. So New Jersey certainly looking to add to that column, and hey, if they can pull that off, they'll find themselves in the lead. 8:13 to go as New Jersey begins to break out. Through center ice they come. It's Ryan Butchko across the blue line. Butchko stripped of the puck. Mangano knocked off of his stick. Played up as far as the blue line. Now everybody piles together right in front of the Aviators bench. 87's able to keep it in the zone, however, and now Cacciatore once again behind his own net, dishes over to the near side. Sending it out of the zone was DeRosa. Got it as far as the red line. Nearly turning the puck over was Anastasio, but The ready stick of Caden Ryder sends it up ahead, and the 87s break out of their zone. Now Marzalek able to break things up before the 87s got into the offensive end. Looking to pick up a puck was Marzalek at the red line. He sends it down into the 87 zone. Back to retrieve is Pat Olensky, and Olensky plays up along far side. Torrey, the 6'2" centerman at center ice, plays it along further. Chipped on down into the zone. Cleary, the first one there for New York. He'll wrap around far side. Anastasio waiting for it at the blue line. Now Anastasio walking the line, gets to the top of the umbrella. Spent too much time with the puck. He turns it over. Marzalek giving along further. Polini, a backhand offering, goes wide. Polini pinned up against the wall by Anthony O'Brien. 87's able to clear. Only 15 seconds to go on their power play as the stick of Polini able to force another turnover from his legs, or rather from his knees. Butchko got it as far as the red line. Flipped on down into the 87 zone. 2 seconds and 1, and we're back to even strength hockey. 6:25 to go in a scoreless first period. At center ice, here's Polini. His pass eventually connects with Hedquist. Hedquist to the outside. Swings one towards the slot. Trying to come up with it is Marzalek. Eventually he does. Marzalek now on the far side half wall. Goes back up to the point. Big drive on goal. Got deflected. It was McGovern who sent it towards the cage. Now puck loose on the side. Marzalek behind the net. Thought about a lacrosse move. All 87's defensemen ready for it. Now Polini far side. Wanting to go back to Marzalek behind the net. That goes through his skates. Near side chipped up and out of the zone. Ziegler back at his own blue line. Swings over far side. Ice starting to tilt in New York's favor. It's Ziegler again. Near side for McGovern. McGovern tried sending one far side. Instead of intercepting, that was Barba. And now Vinny Barba into the zone. Barba sends one through the slot outside the reach of any forwards. Shot from the point by Body. Deflected in on goal. And somehow O'Neill able to stop that. He took that furtive look behind him. Never a good time when you're a goaltender down in the butterfly. You hope the puck's underneath you, but you take a look around regardless. Face-off will be to O'Neill's left. On the draw for New Jersey is Pat Olensky. Or check that, that's Miller on the draw. This goes all the way down the ice. Icing is called, and we'll get to see Caden Miller on the draw once more for New Jersey. Miller up front with Brendan Shaughnessy and Vincent Barba. As head coach Matthew Kieran of the 87 starts mixing up his lines. Shaughnessy, a quick turnaround shot, stopped by O'Neill. Face-off once again will be to his left with 5:13 to go. So another face-off in the New York zone. 87 certainly hanging with the Aviators so far in this game. Played up ahead. Here come the Aviators out of their zone. At the blue line, having to wait for his teammates to touch up where was Polini. Sent down into the zone, and then a bouncing puck. Ends up in front of the cage. Caden Ryder doesn't want to take a chance. Face-off will be to Ryder's left with 4:52 to go in the first period. You see Ryder on your screens at home. He has split this season with Alex Insana, who is dressed as the backup today for Matt Kiernan's crew. Off the draw, controlled by New Jersey. Played up ahead. Sestero at the blue line, able to swing it down low. Chipped off the wall, not out of the zone. Presti back to pick it up. He'll come over near side for Dylan Smith. Smith turned the puck over, shot on goal, stopped by O'Neill. Face-off will be to O'Neill's left with 4:27 to go in the first. And while we have a moment, we can tell you about the Apex Learning Virtual School. The Apex Learning Virtual School can help players of all ages manage both school and hockey this season. Enroll anytime and manage when and where you complete your schoolwork. Apex Learning Virtual School is flexible and designed to fit around conditioning, training, practice, and travel to tournaments. Visit alvs.com or call 206-489-1079 for more information. That's alvs.com or 206-489-1079. Enroll today. Off the ensuing face-off, this gets sent all the way back down into the New York zone. No icing on the play, however. And so Joseph O'Neill will leave the puck behind his own net. You see the 87s, how aggressive they want to be on the forecheck. They send two men down low. But the Aviators stretching out the neutral zone by sending a player up high. Always nice to see the strategy between these two coaches. Here's Gandolfo behind the net. Knocked off of his stick. Loose puck picked up by the 87s. And Ryan Butchko, the defenseman from Toms River, New Jersey, takes a shot from inside the blue line, sticked away by O'Neill. Loose puck trickles on up towards the blue once again. Picked up, but quickly knocked off the stick of Ingles. So now Ryder will swing one over far side with 3:13 to go in the first period. Gandolfo able to intercept that, and he sends it back down low. First one to it was Marzalek. Marzalek unable to maintain possession of the puck as this is chipped off the glass. J.P. Safara from center ice will send it down deep. Centering feed, intercepted by Marzalek. He plays up ahead for Sumpariotis, and George Sumpariotis gets the puck down deep. Ryder out of his cage helps it along to the near side wall. Looking to come up with possession, but unable to do so was Sigler inside the zone, so Hedquist will skip one over far side. Sumpariotis into the zone. He's knocked aside by Theed. Theed able to come up with the puck behind his own net. 2.5 to go in the first period. Shaughnessy comes together with McGovern. Behind the play, Sumpariotis was knocked down to the ice. Play continues. Now Hedquist trying to stick handle in a phone booth. 187 too many in the way. McGovern goes over far side. Shot from the blue line. Gets blocked aside by Theed. Theed plays up the wall where he looks to connect with Safara. Safara, one attempt, two attempts, still can't get it out of the zone. Theed comes on by to pick it up. Now Theed will simply fling it out towards the red line. McGovern sees this go off of his skates and across the blue line, so offsides is called against the Aviators after all of that. 1:58 to go in the first period. Face-off will be in the neutral zone right in front of the 87's bench. Unless they move this one to center ice, it looks like they will, as, again, that's where the puck originated from. So a face-off at center ice, not after a goal. Always looks weird. Controlled by the 87's. From the red line, sent in on goal. O'Neill gloves it and then quickly sends it into the corner. Alamia knocked off of his stick. Near side, Ciani unable to come up with it. Worked off the wall. Now the Aviators are able to clear. Geometrically up ahead, Federico comes into it. A backhand chip towards goal is gloved by Ryder. And the faceoff will be to his right with $1:34 to go in the first period. '87s will send a new forward line out to the ice. Butchko and Anastasio will stay out there as the defensemen. It'll be Brady Marzalek on the draw. He's got Mangano in the shooter's position. Gives it back to him. Alamia will chip it down low. Now behind the net, Marzalek. He comes together with the defense of Caden Miller. Miller able to pop it up along the wall, but quickly sent back the other way by DeRosa. 87's unable to clear as a shot on goal by Marzalek is easily handled by Caden Ryder. Faceoff will be to his left with 1:13 to go in the first period. Still no score between the New York Aviators and the New Jersey 87's. New Jersey 87's founded back in 2017. Had a chance to speak with the Atlantic Youth Hockey League's president a couple weeks ago. And he was talking about how all these new teams keep coming up. You know, when I was this age, quite simply, there weren't that many teams here in New Jersey, but it's great to see the growth of the sport, especially over the past 10, 15 years. 45 seconds to go in the first period as this one softly played on back by Chris Cacciatore. Now Cacciatore with it again. 38 to go. He begins to skate up through center ice. 87s converge on him at their own blue line. Puck turned over and then getting hauled down on the play was Har. Again, the 87s fans not happy with the lack of a call. 22 seconds to go. Behind the net, Mangano wanted to send it in front, instead chipped off the boards as it's stolen away by Torrey. Into the zone here is Ingles. Ingles working his way around Cleary. Tries sending one in front. O'Neal able to get a stick on it. He'll hold on with 7.3 seconds to go in the first period. 7.3, a little too much time to pull the goaltender in favor of the extra attacker. So we'll skate 5 aside for what should be the final face-off of the period. It'll be Keegan Torrey on the draw. Now, he's a right-handed shot. He can shoot it from this position. Based off his hand, or where his hands are, it looks like he's going to try and win it for Colin Ingles on the near side. That's exactly what he does. Ingles controls. He's got 4 seconds left. Sent down into the corner. 87s will not get a shot off the face-off victory. And that'll do it for the first period of play. So at the end of 1, it's the New Jersey 87s, nothing. The New York Aviators, also nothing. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the second period of action. You're watching the Tier 1 Hockey Federation Game of the Week, presented by Play by Play Productions. Welcome back to the Jersey Shore Arena. Second period of action about to get underway between the New Jersey 87s and the New York Aviators. You are watching the Tier 1 Hockey Federation Game of the Week, presented by Play by Play Productions. New Jersey in their home whites. They'll head from right to left on your screens at home for the second period. New York in their black uniforms going from left to right as 8 seconds into the second period. Goaltender Caden Ryder able to come up with a save. Face-off will be to his right. Stepping in for the draw for New York is Greg Pellini. Pellini wins it a little too well. Comes all the way back to the blue line on the near side. Sigler able to keep it in the zone only for a moment before it's chipped on out. Now Sigler in his own zone. Plays up off the stick of Simpariotis. This one rolls in on goal. Ryder helps it around far side. Pellini helps it along further to the point. Shot on, stopped by Ryder, and the faceoff will be to his right. For those of you who made the right decision and tuned into this game over the NFL game, Buffalo Bills are currently leading the Miami Dolphins by a score of 34-24 with 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Miami did come back to tie it, but again, as a New York Jets fan, I don't understand why we're still playing football. The regular season has concluded. Off the draw. Controlled by the Aviators as they send it around the wall. Not for long, however, as it gets poked on out. And then this one ends up over the short glass that we spent so much time talking about. Unable to come up with the puck was Luke Federico. Saw some eye rolls from the official, from the 87s who were going to help out, and from some of the fans as well, as that puck is still sitting, call it about 12 feet in front of us or so. Nobody touches it by the end of the period. I'll have a special souvenir. Either way, just 45 seconds gone by in this period. That's already had a few too many whistles. It's Federico into the zone. 2-on-1. Federico, a shot. He scores! Luke Federico goes past the blocker's side of Caden Ryder, and the Aviators lead it 1-0. For Luke Federico, it's only his second goal of the season in his 17th game, but it's the icebreaker here in Wall, as now the Aviators lead it 1-0. So off the ensuing face-off, it's sent on down into the zone. Ryder able to get a glove on it. Face-off will be to his left. Federico with the goal. We'll get the assist over for you as soon as we see him. DeRosa's shot from the point gets knocked on down by Ryder. And we'll do it all over again to Caden Ryder's left. We saw New York start to take control of this game towards the end of the first period. They have continued that, and now they'll be going on to the power play. Delayed call against the 87s as O'Neill's able to get to the bench. It's in! It's in! Is that going to count? No, waved off as it went off of an 87 stick. So a penalty against the 87s, and the New York Aviators breathe a sigh of relief as they nearly tied up the game for New Jersey. Oh boy, if you're a New Jersey Devils fan, you're having memories. I believe it was 2003 against the Carolina Hurricanes. Scott Stevens put one into his own net after Marty Brodeur had gone to the bench in favor of the extra attacker. Really hate it when that happens. Meanwhile, for the 87s, in the box is Aiden Thied. He sits 2 minutes for tripping. So, Aviators on the power play. They lead it 1-0. Here's McGovern sending it down low. Mangano behind the net. He's taken on down. Play continues as Anastasio can't come up with the possession of the puck. Aviators coming out of the corner, dropped on back, far side. Looking for a centering feed. Eventually it comes across for Mangano. His shot goes off the side of the cage. Now the puck on the back of the net. Mangano able to have that puck go off of his jersey. He controlled it momentarily, wrapped all the way around and out of the zone. McGovern back to retrieve. Now Marzalek. 4 forwards on the ice for the Aviators, as they've seen 50 seconds elapse off their first power play. With some speed, out from behind his own net is McGovern. Pestered all the way by Torrey, given along for Mangano into the zone. Mangano sends behind the net. Far side, looking to connect with Dylan Smith. Smith sends down low. Now Mangano near side. Wants to go back to Marzalek. Marzalek can't get around Miller, and Miller is able to pitchfork it out of the zone. Take an interesting hop off the glass partition, and so Torrey had it for a moment. Quickly cleared out of the zone by O'Neill. Smith in front of the 87's bench can't control it. 35 seconds to go on the Aviators power play. 14-15 to go in the second period. Here's Marzalek once again into the zone. Marzalek got around one defender, couldn't get around a second. Played up the wall. McGovern holds it alive at the blue line. Now McGovern walking behind the cage. Miles McGovern pinned up in the corner. Keith Presti comes on by to help out as well. Now Simpariotis 2 seconds and 1. Penalty has expired. We're back to even strength hockey. Marzalek goes back to the point. A shot gets blocked. Sigler able to recover the puck, sending it into the far side corner. Body the first one there. Gives along further for O'Brien. And now O'Brien able to work it on out. Theed from center ice sends that one off of Sigler. It still ends up in the Aviator zone regardless. Played up the wall. Aviators able to intercept. Chipped up ahead by Simpariotis, and then he gets belted down to the ice by Ingles. Ingles takes a look around, wondering if he's going to end up in the penalty box. He will not as play continues, and a centering feed just goes through the stick of Hedquist. Now Sigler at center ice. Retreating back into his own zone with 4 minutes gone by in the second. That goes off the stick of Simpariotis. Sigler. Simpariotis has that land behind him. Didn't know the puck was there. Played up ahead by Har, but his pass intercepted by Presti. Presti from center ice sends one in on goal, punched aside by the big blocker of Caden Ryder. Simpariotis knocked down to the ice once again. Played up towards center. Sigler is able to send it back the other way. New York was onside, but they started a line change, and so no pressure applied. Now they're able to force a turnover. Sent towards the front. Hedquist plays it to his own stick, sends it towards the front of the cage. Simpariotis could not come up with it. Puck is underneath an 87's defenseman in the corner. He's able to poke it on up to his stick using his glove. That's legal in the defensive zone. Cleary, however, able to keep it in the zone only for a moment. Now the 87s get it on out. Har run into by Sigler at the New York blue line. 12 minutes remaining in the second period. This is chipped up ahead. Torrey the first one there. Torrey pestered by Hedquist. Now Keegan Torrey once again. Ciani steals it away. Ciani a shot blocked in front. Getting in the way of that was Body. That one stings a bit as Body caught it on the inside of his skate. Flipped out of the zone. Cleary back to retrieve for the Aviators. He's watched closely. As going behind the net with him was J.P. Safara. Safara able to force a turnover, and a long-range shot goes wide. Anastasio at the blue line sends one that actually bounces in on goal. O'Neill was ready to play it, but a defenseman was able to knock it away for him. Now Ciani into the zone. That draws 3 New Jersey defenders. Ciani bounced off of the puck by Butchko, sent over far side. 11 minutes to go in the second period. Shot from the point goes wide of the cage of Ryder. Pinching in McGovern on the near side. Can't come up with it. Shaughnessy gets it out of the zone, but quickly sent right back into the zone by Frank Feza. Butchko takes a dangerous outlet from it behind his own net. Works out in his favor, however, as he's able to gain the red line and send it down deep. This goes all the way around to the far side. Safara the first one there. Safara sends it behind the net. Looking to come up with possession is Torrey. Torrey spinning around in the corner, and he's knocked hard down to the ice. Now Safara again. Giving on back, Anastasio. Anastasio can't control the pass, and so he has to retreat out towards the red line. Anastasio from center ice will send it back down deep. DeRosa sees it go behind the cage. In pursuit for the 87s is O'Brien. He can't come up with possession as DeRosa gives a long too far for Ciani. Feza chases after this, beats out the icing call. Just as quickly, Mike Body able to send it back the other way. Now here come the 87s. Zelensky through center ice. Zelensky into the zone. His shot swallowed up by O'Neill. And Joey O'Neill will hold on for a faceoff to his right. 9:53 to go in the second period. Luke Federico, the lone goal scorer in this game. The Aviators lead it 1-0. It'll be O'Brien on the draw for the 87s. Off the draw, controlled by New York. As getting it up ahead out of his own zone was Federico. Now the 87's looking to send it back the other way. This goes off the stick of O'Brien down into the New York zone. Bouncing puck in that far side corner. Eventually ends up in New York's favor as they're able to clear it out up ahead. Federico passed a little too far for him. Bouncing puck at the red line. Olensky wanted to try and play it up to his stick. Unable to do so. Catch Torrey for the Aviators, goes behind the net. Then turning the puck over is Cleary. Cleary comes together with Olensky in the far side corner. Now picking up some help are the 87s. Ingles, however, sees his centering feed sent back the other way. Smith from the neutral zone, knocked it on down by Ryder. Now Presti towards the cage. That goes through the blue paint and wide. Cleary at the half wall, sends back down low. Federico waiting for it behind the net. Federico quickly canceled on out. 87s can clear with 8:50 to go in the second. Presti able to poke it away. Play continues as New Jersey looks to clear again. Here's Miller. Played along for Har. Har picks up Ingles. Ingles cutting towards the net. Ingles a shot stopped by O'Brien. The rebound, Federico able to lift the stick of Har, preventing him from taking a shot. And then this puck gets sent into the New Jersey bench, but not before the 87s get called for too many men on the ice. And so with 8:32 to go in the second period, we'll get to see the New York Aviators on the power play for the second time this afternoon. They are 0 for 1 with the man advantage. Serving the penalty for New Jersey is Body. A little surprised to see Mike Body end up in the box for that, considering how important he is to the penalty kill. And, well, apparently head coach Matthew Kieran agrees with me because now Caden Miller is in the sin bin. So face-off will come back on down into the 87 zone. 8:32 to go in the second period. Off the draw. Marzalek able to send back down low. First one to the puck is Ryan Butchko. Butchko, however, pinned up against the wall. 5 players, 3 Aviators, trying to dig this one on out. Keeping a close eye on things for the 87s was Butchko, but he's able to clear it on out. Now Marzalek back in his own end. O'Brien unable to come up with it. Sent over far side. Return pass. Picks up Dylan Smith in stride. Smith on a 3-on-2. Sends one across the goal mouth wide. Getting hit from behind. But seeing play continue was Sigler. As the 87s clear this all the way down. 45 seconds gone by on New York's second power play. Here's Marzalek. Pestered by Torrey, drops on back for Sigler. Sigler goes far side into the New Jersey zone. Marzalek, he's hit by Torrey. Smith following up on the play, keeps it going in the Aviators' direction. Centering feed ends up in the near side corner. Lofted up, gloved out in midair by Marzalek. Marzalek sends down low. Mangano, near side corner, pinned up against the wall. Torrey looking at things as well. 37 seconds to go on the power play. Just about 7 minutes to go in the period. Worked up to the blue line. Here's Sigler, a shot deflected in front, out of play. As trying to get a stick on it was Dylan Smith. He was able to get a stick on it, but not the angle that he wanted. As that one goes out, face-off. Well, face-off should have come outside of the New Jersey zone, but instead the face-off will remain in the 87's end. Caden Ryder, Caden Ryder, asking the official why the face-off isn't outside, but his protest will fall upon deaf ears. So now here's Aiden Theed, sending over far side. Har, knocked down at the blue line. Olinsky there to help on out. Pat Olinsky, all by himself, had Har cutting towards the front of the net. Instead, the puck ends up in the corner, reversed around. Aviators able to take over possession as George Simpariotis begins to work up ice. Simpariotis over the line. Penalty has expired, and we're back to even strength hockey. New York now 0 for 2 on the power play this afternoon. Presti holds the puck alive at the blue line. Sent towards the front of the net, intercepted by the 87s, but not out of the zone. Now Body sends around behind the cage. First one there, Aiden Theed. Theed sees his outlet get knocked down by Hedquist. New York quickly reloads, comes back into the New Jersey zone, sent in front. Ryder gets a stick on it. Body picks up the loose puck behind his own net, chips it along into the slot area, and finally the 87s can clear. Up ahead, here is Har from a long ways away, right into the breadbasket of O'Neill. Face-off will be in the Aviator zone with 5:55 to go in the second period, and still only a 1-0 game. Usually these games are a bit higher scoring than what we're seeing so far. Of course, perhaps we jinx ourselves and we get 6 goals in the next 2 minutes. You never know what happens at this level. Here's Anastasio from the blue line, a shot. O'Neill able to make that save, and we'll do it all over again to his right. I'm not one for much of the announcer's jinx, but that puck ended up in the cage. Would have thought about it. Off the draw, won by Shaughnessy. Here's Butchko flipping one towards goal. Certainly not the most traditional of shots, but it gave Joseph O'Neill something to think about. Another face-off coming up to his right. So face-off to the right of O'Neill. It'll be Shaughnessy on the draw. Left-handed shot, he can shoot it here. Instead, he wins it on back. Safara's shot deflects into the far side corner. Alamia tries chopping it out of the zone. Never was able to connect up ahead with Hedquist, who was waiting for it. Now along the near side wall. Safara sends it down low. Shaughnessy chasing after it. Sigler will get there first for the Aviators. Sigler tries one-handing one up ahead. Hedquist unable to clear. Pair of 87s at the blue line. Hold the line. Sent back down into the near side corner. Here's some Pariotis. Around far side. Again, 87s hold the line. Puck pops on out here. Shaughnessy from a good shooting angle. His shot ricochets over the top of the cage. Sent back down low, too far for Shaughnessy. Played up, but not out of the zone. Boy, Joey Anastasio has done a great job on that side of the ice. 4 times on this shift, he's kept the puck in the zone. Now in his own defensive end as Hedquist tries working one towards the front. Anastasio able to break that up, and then Anastasio and Pariotis come together. A little extra. Hedquist wants a piece of them. Let's all go have some fun. I imagine Hedquist will pick up an extra penalty here, especially for ripping off the helmet of Ryan Butchko. Butchko was going to receive the initial penalty as he was giving George Sampariotis the business down on the ice. And then after the whistle had blown, James Hedquist came on by to give him a piece of his mind. Ended up down on the ice. So 4:40 to go in the second period, and the officials will get to come together and talk things over in front of the scorer's table. Again, the initial call was going to go against Ryan Butchko, and it was just going to be 2 minutes of the regular old roughing variety, like when somebody tries to hit you, you end up on top of them, and then you start banging them into the ice. Yeah, it's worth 2 minutes. And then Hedquist came on by, and Butchko knew what James Hedquist had in mind, and, well, he didn't hesitate. Hedquist, based off his body language in the penalty box, I believe he's going to be kicked from this game as well. As, again, he also ripped off the helmet of Ryan Butchko. So the officials get to go into the fun part of the rule book and figure out exactly what the penalties are going to be. Joseph O'Neill comes on by. And it looks as though James Hedquist is going to see his game end early as well. So James Hedquist slowly makes his way to the door. He'll hit the showers. Ryan Butchko has been kicked out as well. 4:40 to go in the second in a 1-0 game. So while we have a moment, we can tell you once again about the Apex Learning Virtual School. The Apex Learning Virtual School can help players of all ages manage both school and hockey this season. Enroll anytime and manage when and where you complete your schoolwork. Apex Learning Virtual School is flexible and designed to fit around conditioning, training, practice, and travel to tournaments. Visit alvs.com or call 206-489-1079 for more information. That's alvs.com or call 206-489-1079 for more information and enroll today. I can speak from personal experience being around junior programs and youth hockey at this level, seems as though every player who isn't a local player is enrolled with the Apex Learning Virtual School. Have only heard good things about it. So if you're a parent at home wondering, hey, what's my kid going to do for his age 17 to age 18 season, you have a great option in Apex. So we'll take a short time out while this gets all figured out. You're watching the Tier 1 Hockey Federation Game of the Week presented by Play by Play Productions. Welcome back to the Jersey Shore Arena. My name's Zach McGinnis. 4:40 to go in the second period. 1-0 your score between the New York Aviators and the New Jersey 87s. After all of that took place, there's no penalty time up on the board. Ryan Butchko has been ejected from the game for the 87s. James Hedquist has been ejected for the Aviators as we skate 5-on-5 for the final 4:40 of the second. Here come the 87s into the zone. Shot never made its way through to O'Neal. Chipped off the wall out towards center ice. Theed, D to D across, unable to connect with body. Chipped into the New Jersey zone. Theed works it up the wall. Cleary waiting for it. Sent in on goal. That goes off the crossbar. It was deflected in front. I believe it was Ciani who got his stick on it as he was able to get it past goaltender Caden Ryder. But he's stymied by the iron. Under 4 minutes to play in the second. Here's Keegan Torrey. Played up ahead. Wonder if Torrey will slide back onto the blue line with Butchko being unavailable as Torrey's shot goes wide. O'Neal was well screened. Long pass, can't connect with Ciani. Coming off the bench, Anastasio able to break it up, and then Ciani's shot easily gloved by Ryder. Faceoff will be to his left with 3:35 to go in the second. And again, Joey Anastasio saving his team's bacon. As Ciani would have had a clear breakaway if not for Anastasio able to get a stick in there. So face off to the left of Ryder with 3:35 to go. Off the draw, controlled by the 87s, played back behind the net. Here's Anastasio. This one goes all the way down the ice. Will it be enough for icing as Cacciatore doesn't exactly turn on the Jets? Icing called as the puck crosses the line, and with 3:26 to go, we'll do it all over again in the 87 zone. So face-off coming up to Caden Ryder's right. On the draw is Brady Marzalek. Marzalek able to win it on back. Unable to do anything with it at the blue line was DeRosa. But now Marzalek able to take it back and into the 87 zone. Has a trailer in Mangano. Instead keeps it himself. Marzalek now goes back to Rosa. Quickly along near side. Cacciatore. Cacciatore a shot. Deflected in front. They score! Jake Mangano with the deflection. 2-0 Aviators. Mangano didn't even know that the puck had gone in. That's how tuned in he was in front of the net. But Mangano with the deflection on the shot from the point. It is his third goal of the season. And now the Aviators have doubled up their lead with 2 goals in this period. They lead it 2-0 with 3:06 to go in the second. 87s would love to get a response, try and regain some momentum going into the locker room during the ice cut after this period. Off the draw, it's controlled by the 87s as Shaughnessy plays up ahead. He flips one into the New York zone. Safara, he scores! JP Safara answers right back for New Jersey. It's a 2-1 game. Well, folks, I told you the 87s wanted to respond quickly. JP Safara doing just that, scoring less than 30 seconds after the 87s saw them fall into a 2-0 deficit. And for Safara, it is his 4th goal of the season. That moves him into a tie for second on the team, trailing only Alex Haar's 5. So 2:35 to go, and we've got ourselves a 2-1 game. 87's able to send it down into the zone. Behind his own net, Alamia nearly lost possession of his stick. Pellini goes up far side, and Smith gets it as far as the red line. Now Aiden Theed. That goes off the stick of Safara down into the zone. Shaughnessy behind the net. Able to force a turnover, able to draw a penalty as well. 2:05 to go in the second period, and the 87s are going to go on to their second power play of the afternoon. They are 0 for 1 so far with the man advantage, but now they have an opportunity to tie this one up before the period expires. Going to the box for the Aviators, I believe is going to be Nick Alamia, as he's talking things over with the official. But 2:05 to go. And check that, it's actually, well, the scoreboard has number 21 in the box, but the Aviators don't have a 21, so we'll just keep that secret between us. Either way, 87's on the power play for the second time. Here's Aiden Theed, top of the umbrella, gives down low. Haar sends one just wide. Anastasio keeps the puck alive in the zone, gives back to Theed once again. Theed thought about the shot, instead gives for Haar. Haar returns Theed. Theed has Anastasio and gives to him. Anastasio back for Theed. Good puck movement shown by the 87s on this power play, but the Aviators doing a great job of staying in position. Theed's shot gets blocked. Presti stood up to that. Now Theed, another shot punched aside by O'Neill. 90 seconds to go in the period, 1:23 to go in the power play. 87's threatening again. Theed quickly along. Haar, a one-timer, didn't get everything on it. Puck ends up in the corner. Anastasio there to pick it up. Anastasio goes behind the net. Now Torrey. Plays on back Theed. Giving along Haar to Olinsky, who is in the shooter, or rather in the bumper position. Fanned on the shot. Anastasio slides down the wall. Final minute of play in the second period. Here's Theed. A rising shot deflected in front. It goes wide. Cacciatore trying to come up with possession. Big hit thrown by Cleary. Play continues. Behind the cage, here's Haar. Works on back to the blue line once again. Just barely keeping it in the zone was Theed. Theed chips one towards the cage. That went off of the stick of Cleary as he knifes that out of midair. 38 seconds to go in the period. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Cleary unable to come up with possession. This is given back up to the point. Big hit thrown in the corner. 87 player very slow to get back up to his skates. As a shot from the blue line is handled by O'Neill. Face-off will be to his left. For the 87s, it was Patalinsky who was shaken up on the play. He'll head back to the bench. But the face-off remains in the New York zone. 27.5 to go in the period, 23 to go on the power play, the 87 second. It'll be Brendan Shaughnessy on the draw. That's one a little too well. It goes between the defensemen. Now Body back. Body, watched by Presti. Miller dummies along for Shaughnessy into his zone. Shaughnessy wanting to drop it on back. Sigler able to sniff that out. Puck pinned up against the wall. 10 seconds to go in the period. Now pops out towards the slot. Coming in, O'Brien. He's got 4 seconds left. Gives back to Body. Penalty has expired. Body, a shot deflected into the corner. And that'll do it for the second period of play. So at the end of 2, It's the New York Aviators 2. The New Jersey 87s 1. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the second period scoring summary, and we'll have the third period of action. You're watching the Tier 1 Hockey Federation Game of the Week, presented by Play by Play Productions. Welcome back. Third period of action about to get underway here at the Jersey Shore Arena. You're watching the Tier 1 Hockey Federation Game of the Week, presented by Play Productions. New Jersey 87s in their home whites, going from left to right once again on your screens at home. New York in the black uniforms, going from right to left. 3 goals in that second period. The Aviators lead it 2-1. Vincent Barba, the lone goal scorer for the 87s, as this is called back on and offsides. A check by Keegan Torrey drew the ire of a couple of the Aviators. Everybody will stay on the ice, however. Meanwhile, for the Aviators, it was Luke Federico, his second of the season. That got the scoring started at just really a minute into the second period. Jake Mangano, his goal right now, the difference, as he deflected a shot from the point. And that came off the stick of Frank Fezza. So, back underway, set down low. One pass too many for the 87. Quick turnaround shot, got blocked before it ever made its way through. Loose puck, sent behind the cage. Sigler sends over far side, trying to poke it out of the zone. Here is Marzalek, unable to do so. 87s will stay in the offensive zone. Here is Carr. Carr sees this deflect off of the defensive stick and out of play. Face-off will remain in the New Jersey zone. Just 57 seconds into the third period. Football. We like it. You're our friends. Under 2 minutes to go. Buffalo with the ball. They lead Miami 34-31. Once that game concludes, then the Giants will get underway. They are visiting the Minnesota Vikings up in the Great White North. This goes all the way down the ice. No icing on the play. And so Caden Ryder. That's the puck. And he'll simply leave it aside as Keegan Torrey comes on by to save it. Now Anastasio working up ahead. Anastasio's had himself a great game on the blue line. Can't get anything going offensively there as the Aviators take it back the other way. Going Smith into the zone. Smith in the corner. Run into by Aiden Feed. Eventually picking it up is Sestero. He gives it up ahead further. Ingles sees this pass go off the stick. Aviators able to clear. Now Smith looking to lift the stick of Joey Anastasio. No sail there. Polini, he sends it out of play. More pushing and shoving as this game's getting a bit chippier than what we saw in the first period. Two teams, when they met each other 2 months ago, it was a 3-2 victory in favor of the Aviators. A game that had, well, quite simply, many more penalties than what we've seen today. The puck knocked off of the stick as it crossed over the blue line was Vincent Barba. Center ice. Body sending it in offside. Stays off on the outside of the Aviators zone. So we have center ice. Well, we'll find out. The official pointed at center ice, pointed at the face-off dot, and it will be at center ice indeed. 2:08 gone by in the third. New York leads by 1. Here is Body. Up ahead, Miller touches along Safara. Safara across the blue line. His shot easily gloved by O'Neal. Face-off will be to Joseph O'Neal's left. 14:41 to go in regulation time. Miller on the draw for New Jersey. Off the draw. Having the puck knocked off of his stick for the 87s was Barba. It goes all the way around to the far side, and then this one deflects in just wide of the cage. Off the wall, over the stick of Body. Theed back to retrieve. Theed plays up ahead. That goes off the stick of Safara. No icing on the play. Behind the net, O'Neal leaves it for Alamia, and then Alamia gets knocked down to the ice. Aviators still in the defensive zone, played up ahead, and now through center ice they come. This is Nick Ciani from Ronkonkoma, New York. Lost possession of the puck behind the New Jersey net. They're able to get it as far as the red line before it's pitchforked back into the zone by Barba. All by himself down low. Torrey got no help, lost possession of the puck. And then coming into the zone off sides was Har. So the faceoff will be outside the New York end. 13:44 to go in regulation time. Faceoff on the near side. As up front, it'll be Torrey, Har, and Padalensky. Good to see Alensky back on the ice after he was shaken up towards the end of the second. Played up ahead, off the boards, too far for Har. Cleary sends Har tumbling down to the ice. Puck battle continues on that far side half wall before eventually it's Cleary able to poke it on out. Now in his own end. Playing it up ahead is Anastasio. Alinsky tried to give along further for Har. Quickly taken out of the zone. Marzalek able to send it up ahead. He connects along, and one-handing one towards the goal was Gandolfo. Now DeRosa. Keeps the puck in the zone once, twice. Can't do it a third time as it ends up behind him. Alensky into the zone. Alinsky just barely misses clipping his head against the glass stanchion as this puck ends up behind the cage. Over 4 minutes gone by in the third. Turned over, a shot blocked in front. Now Theed near side. His shot blocked by a teammate in front of the cage. As unable to come up with it is Padalinsky as he shrugs his shoulders while the puck goes back the other way. Here's Anastasio. Run into by Marzalek in the corner. Anastasio able to keep his skates, gives it along for Theed. Theed's outlet pass intercepted by Smith. Loose puck picked up by Federico. He has one already. Federico a shot, stopped by Ryder. And the faceoff will be to Caden Ryder's left. 12:21 to go in the third period. New Jersey needs one to tie. They'll send a fresh forward line out onto the ice. Brendan Shaughnessy on the draw. Looks like someone lost their neck protector out in the New York zone. So after a short delay, we're back underway. Federico gives back to the point. Holding the line with Sigler. He sends it down deep. First one there is Body. Body plays it off the far side wall. Sigler able to keep it alive, this time using his glove, so the Aviators couldn't exactly take advantage of that. Then it's sent all the way down for an icing call. And the faceoff will come back on down into the New Jersey zone. 12:05 to go in the third period. New York still needs one to tie. Or rather, New Jersey needs one to tie. They've gone final up in Orchard Park. The Buffalo Bills have defeated and eliminated the Miami Dolphins by a score of 34-31. Sestero knocked off his stick at the blue line, chipped up ahead. Aviators need to touch up, so they can't get into the zone. Cacciatore goes over far side. And now the Aviators able to send it into the near side corner. First one there is Sestero. Got it up as far as the blue line. Following up on the play was Shaughnessy. That gets it into the New York zone. Sigler able to pick it up. Sigler gives along for Cacciatore. Now Cacciatore taking his time behind his own net. Time on the side of the Aviators. 11:20 to go. Chipped up ahead, off the stick of Smith. No icing on this play as Smith goes off for an obedient change. Body picks it up behind his own net. He begins to break it out himself as the puck poked off his stick into the 87's bench. So the face-off will come back into the New Jersey zone to the left of Caden Ryder. 11:09 to go. So face-off coming up to the left of Ryder, off the draw. DeRosa is able to force it down deep, wrapped all the way around the boards. Alamia from the blue line, a shot, gloved on down by Ryder. He took a look behind him. Face-off will be to Caden Ryder's right with 10:59 to go. As mentioned, this is the Tier 1 Hockey Federation Game of the Week, presented by Play-by-Play Productions. Next week, on Sunday, January the 22nd, a 4:40 face-off up at the Brewster Ice Arena as this puck goes out of play. The PAL Junior Islanders will pay a visit to the Westchester Express. You can catch that game along with all Tier 1 Hockey Federation Games of the Week right here on the Play-by-Play Productions YouTube channel. 10:48 to go as the 87 struggle to get the puck out of their own zone. Played off the wall for Miller. Now Miller across the blue line, in and out of the glove of O'Neal. It's loose in front of the cage. Now ends up in the corner. Alamia unable to come up with it. Pair of players battling. Eventually it goes in the 87's direction. Given on back to the point. Taking the shot, O'Brien. Now Anastasio sends back down low. Centering feed, knocked away by a defensive stick. Played on back, Anastasio at the blue line. Kept alive. Or perhaps not, as this puck is whistled on down. I don't believe it went off the protective netting that is slung in front of us. Keeps our equipment safe, keeps us safe as well. Jury is out on which one is more valuable, but regardless, face-off will come out between the blue lines. 10:15 to go in the third. It'll be Marzalek on the draw against Keegan Torrey. Off the draw, Gandolfo can't come up with it. From the red line, it's sent wide of the cage by O'Brien. So now Ryan Cleary, the Syosset native, plays on back behind the cage. Long stretch pass. I'm not sure if Marzalek got a stick on that. He did not. So icing the call. Face-off coming back down into the Aviators zone. 9:54 to go in regulation time. Line of Torrey, Haar, and Alensky on the ice for the 87s. Brady Marzalek on the draw. Marzalek with the face-off win. Knocked off of his stick, played up ahead, and out of the zone. Gandolfo picks up a loose puck and sends it down into the 87's end. New Jersey able to quickly regain possession as Body turns from behind his own cage. Mike Body sends this one down deep. Puck ricochets off of the kick plate behind the net. 87's looking to force a turnover. Haar couldn't handle it cleanly, so he gives back to the point. Body is shot, deflected in front, and O'Neal with a beautiful save. Oh, Joseph O'Neal, relying on his positioning there. He's able to make the save and keep this a 2-1 game. 9:10 to go in regulation time. Played behind the net. Here's Cacciatore. He'll send one up far side. Matt Gandolfo from the blue line will chip this one down deep. Gandolfo in pursuit. Body reverses back to an empty area where Aiden Theed can pick it up. Theed playing up ahead through center ice. At the red line, he'll send one down deep and he'll chase after it while the rest of his teammates change. Theed behind the net, forced off of the play by Sigler. Near side, Dylan Smith will gain the red line and send it down deep. Ryder settles it, wraps it around far side for Ingles. Ingles then reverses on back behind the cage. Theed plays off the wall. Sestero has that go off of his skate. At center ice, Sigler sends it back the other way. Theed, nice edge work shown at the blue line. That springs Sestero up ahead. Sent down low, Anastasio. 87 forward blue attire behind the cage. Eventually it's Sestero able to pick it up for New Jersey. Sestero gives for Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy couldn't control it. And so the Aviators will take over with 8:05 to go. Pass near side for Smith. Smith tried deflecting that into the New Jersey zone. Getting in the way of that was O'Brien. Chipped back down into the New York end. Sigler reverses on back for DeRosa. Well, this style of play certainly benefits the New York Aviators right now. They lead by 1, but over half of this period gone by. 7:34 to go in the third. Long pass, Safara at the New York blue line. Knocked off his stick by Alamia. Alamia wraps around far side. Ciani looking to get it on out. He will. Pellini had it for a moment. Gives up along Feza. Now Feza wants to play back for Presti. Presti, however, unable to come up with it. It's a 3-on-2 for New Jersey across the blue line. Anastasio, his pass too hard to handle. As streaking towards the front of the net was Miller. Puck pinned up against the wall. Under 7 minutes to play. Cleary sends this around near side. Miller at the blue, coming in from the blue line. Able to keep it alive, but only for a moment. Flipped up ahead towards center ice. Ciani all by himself, has 4 defenders to deal with, and eventually coming on by to steal the puck away was O'Brien. Now Cleary. He'll retreat further into his own zone, keeping a close eye on him as Miller. Cleary able to give up ahead for Siani. Siani couldn't get it further. His body steps into him. Now here comes New Jersey 2-on-2 across the line. A shot kicked aside by O'Neal. Loose puck picked up by Marzalek. He'll play up ahead. And from the red line, Presti sends it down deep. Body the first one to it. Siani on top of him. Oleski off the bench, able to get it along further. Can't connect with Torrey. New Jersey again very close to having too many men on the ice, as picking up the puck into his zone is Oleski. A shot knocked down by O'Neal. Rebound came on out, cleared up by a defenseman, but not out. A quick shot gets gets deflected wide. Under 6 to play. Pinned up against the wall. Now Oleski has the puck at the blue line. His shot deflects off a defenseman in front, as trying to help his goaltender out was Steven Sigler, but Sigler nearly directed it on Cage. Now the Aviators able to get it out of the zone. Here is Sigler throwing one towards the front of the cage, gloved by Ryder. He'll hold on. 5:31 to go in the third period. And all the scoring in this game came back in the second. Luke Federico, Jake Mangano, the goal scorers for the Aviators. Vincent Barba responding just about a minute later after Mangano's goal made it 2-0. He's made this one 2-1. Diving out of his cage, O'Neal. He's out of position, a turnaround shot. O'Neal still able to get a blocker on it. Sent into the corner. Now back up at the point. Held alive, blocked. Nice job getting in the way of that by Gandolfo. Now Gandolfo all by himself in the offensive zone. Tried giving it in front where Marzalek was cutting on through. Marzalek following up on the play forces a turnover at the New Jersey blue line. Flipped up ahead into the zone. Gandolfo has this one roll away from his stick. And Caden Ryder holds on for a face-off to his right. In the NFL, 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Minnesota Vikings scoring on their first possession. They lead at 7-0. Right here, New York leads 2-1. Was interesting during the ice cut between the second and the third periods here. Had a chance to go out to the lobby. Everybody watching the football game. As Hara shot, the rebound unable to pull the trigger was Oleski. Oleski had a great opportunity, but the puck just out of his reach. Now body from the red line. He'll send it back down deep. DeRosa behind his own net, helps it along the wall. Torrey forces a turnover, shot from the point, clubbed by O'Neal. He'll hold on for a face-off to his right with 4:32 to go. And while we have a moment, we can tell you one more time about the Apex Learning Virtual School. Can help players of all ages manage both school and hockey this season. Enroll anytime and manage when and where you complete your schoolwork. ALVS is flexible and designed to fit around conditioning, training, practice, and travel to tournaments. Always fun when you go to tournaments, especially as a parent. Visit alvs.com or call 206-489-1079 for more information and to enroll today. As off the draw, puck ends up back in the glove of goaltender Joseph O'Neal. He has stopped 25 of 27 shots on goal sent his way. Caden Ryder has stopped 24 of 25. Off the draw, it's controlled by the Aviators. They're unable to clear on out as the breakout pass went off the back of Polini's legs. Now a backhand shot gets sent wide by Olensky. Aviators looking to clear. They get it out towards center ice. Polini from the red line sweeps it down deep. 4 minutes to go in regulation time. New Jersey needs one to tie. Gloved on down, not out of the zone. Nice job by Smith to try and keep it in. Now Polini breaks back into the 87's end. Polini stops on the far side half wall. Sends down low. Body the first one to it. He's able to get it around the outstretched stick of Siani. Cleary gives back Siani behind the net. Siani looking for an option in front. Instead goes back for Cacciatore, whose shot goes wide. Loose puck picked up by the 87s with 3.5 to go. Here is Haar up ahead. Alex Haar, his shot goes over the top of the cage. Olensky tries going back behind the cage for Haar. Instead, that's intercepted and sent the other way by the Aviators. Not out of the zone, however, as Haar goes awkwardly into the boards. Play continues. Behind the net, it's Miller. Miller wants to go back to Anastasio at the point. Waiting for that was Sumpariotis, and Sumpariotis tripped up at the blue line. Play continues. 3 minutes to go in the third. Off the wall, as far as center ice. Retreating on back, Ryan Cleary. Cleary turns the puck over. A shot by Miller, punched aside by O'Neill. Caden Ryder starting to sneak out from his cage to our left. 87s want to get the extra attacker on earlier rather than later. They'll need to get the puck into the zone. Here's Miller. He'll flip one in on goal, and O'Neill, falling down, is still able to get a glove on it. Face-off will be in the New York end. 2:36 to go, and Caden Ryder goes to the bench in favor of the extra attacker. Head coach Matt Kiernan will use his timeout here as the 87s draw up an offensive zone face-off, and we'll take a short timeout ourselves. 2:36 to go. You're watching the Tier 1 Hockey Federation Game of the Week, presented by Play-by-Play Productions. Welcome back to the Jersey Shore Arena. 2:36 to go, and the New Jersey 87s have pulled their goalie in favor of the extra attacker. Face-off coming up in the New York Aviators zone. They lead it 2-1. It'll be Keegan Torrey on the draw for the 87s. They've got 5 forwards on the ice as they control off the face-off. Anastasio goes far side. Theta shot. Blocked on down by O'Neill. We do it all over again to goaltender Joseph O'Neill's right. 2:29 to go. For those paying attention to the football games, Saquon Barkley, a 28-yard run, has tied the game up. Giants and Vikings tied at 7. Here's Keegan Torrey on the draw. Controlled by the Aviators. Chipped off the glass. Kept alive in the zone. Nice job by Olensky to knock down a bouncing puck. Flipped up towards the line. Kept alive once again. This time by Theed. His shot just goes wide. Anastasio picks up the puck. Sent towards the cage. Blocked before it ever made its way there. And flipped out of the zone by Marzalek. 2:08 to go in the third. Long pass up ahead. New Jersey reloads. Here is Alex Haar into the zone. Haar, top of the circle, a shot. Deflected off the stick of O'Neill. And then it nearly popped out in front of the cage. Again, some active boards, some active glass here at the Jersey Shore Arena. Under 2 minutes to play, 1:50 and counting. Puck pinned up in the corner. Killing off more time for the Aviators is Mike DeRosa. DeRosa doing a great job killing what's now been 20 seconds, and now the puck ends up out of play. Face-off will remain in the New York zone, and both teams will get some fresh legs on the ice with 1:39 to go in the third. Well, it's been a pretty even game between these two teams. You see the ebbs and flows. As there have been times where the Aviators have had the puck in the offensive zone for an extended period of time. The 87s with the extra attacker trying to do the same. This is chipped around, not out of the zone. Nice keep by O'Brien. His shot deflects wide. Now Safara picks it up with under 90 seconds to play. Safara gives on back Body at the point. Body looking for a shooting lane. Doesn't have much of one. Throws it towards the cage regardless. It's kicked on back to him. Now a bouncing backhander goes wide. Cacciatore behind his own net. Can't come up with possession of the puck. Sent over far side. O'Brien can't hold the line. New Jersey needs to touch up. Minute 10 to go. Body quickly up ahead. Into the zone they come. Polini able to get a stick on Safara. Play continues. 87s with possession. Sent on down by Barba. Now back up at the blue line. Body can't hold the line. Body dives on out. It crosses the blue line, so offsides will be called. Faceoff will come out into the neutral zone with 52.3 seconds to go. Caden Ryder remains on the 87's bench. So 6 attackers on the ice for New Jersey. You see the yawning net mouth to our left. The Aviators would love to get one into that cage and relax a little bit for the final now 46 seconds. Sent into the zone. Unable to come up with possession was Sigler. Second attempt gets it out of the zone. Played on back. Here's Theed. Up along. Shaughnessy couldn't get it much deeper. Aviators looking to clear and trying to soccer that out of midair was Alex Haar. It comes back to his own blue line. Chipped into the zone. This will not be icing. O'Neal comes out of his cage, touching it along for DeRosa. 20 seconds to go. DeRosa sends that one off the ceiling here in the blue rink of the Jersey Shore Arena. You got the red rink and the white rink here as well. Not sure where they got those color combinations from. But face-off will be in the zone to the right of Joseph O'Neal. And for those of you wondering, this place used to be home to the Wall Americans. You can imagine what their colors were. 13 seconds left, taken out of the zone by Marzalek. 9 seconds to go, last-ditch opportunity. Gandolfo is able to get it into the New Jersey zone. No icing on the play. 2 seconds and 1, and the New York Aviators take a trip down from Brooklyn. They defeat the New Jersey 87s by a score of 2-1. Jake Mangano will record the game-winning goal. Joseph O'Neal sees his personal record improve to 7-2 on the season. Caden Ryder will take a hard luck loss for New Jersey. His personal record falls to 2-4. Vincent Barba, the lone goal scorer for New Jersey. So that'll wrap it up for us here. For everybody on the technical side of things with Play-by-Play Productions, my name's Zach McGinnis. You've been watching the Tier 1 Hockey Federation Game of the Week presented by Play-by-Play Productions. New York Aviators 2, New Jersey 1. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks, and we'll see you again real soon.